It was nearly midnight when I slipped onto the shipyard. The FBI and DEO had already cut the power, making the place pitch black. I used acid to melt a heavy lock. Picking it would have taken too long. Every second mattered, because someone's life was on the line. Inside, I encountered a squad of hired guns, ex-CIA, IRA muscle, even local bruisers I'd run into before. Each one had a specialty and a weakness. I neutralized them one by one, exploiting every gap in their armor. They never saw it coming. I hung one of the thugs upside down, demanding he talk. Fear can be more effective than any gadget. He tried to lie, but he knew I wouldn't stop until I found the boy. I still remember the look in his eyes when he realized I wasn't bluffing. I finally located the boy in a makeshift container. The kidnappers had sophisticated gear, but they underestimated how far I'd go. I told him to duck low and cover his ears, then blew the hatch. Looking back, that thunderous blast still echoes in my mind, along with his relief once I got him out safely. I remember the boy asking if I was really Batman. He was trembling, no older than I was when I lost my parents. 37 seconds left on that ticking clock, and I thought of Clark. He would have comforted the kid with a smile and some reassuring words. But this isn't Metropolis. The boy had me in my city, and I'd make sure he stayed safe. I tracked the missing boy to the shipyard, only to discover he was being held for a massive ransom connected to Lamont Chemicals' new weapon. The brute guarding him was Killer Croc, bigger and meaner than ever. While everyone else wanted to quietly pay the ransom, I refused. Criminals don't set the terms in my city. Croc was just another thug for hire. Someone else was pulling the strings. I had calculated 2 minutes before Croc realized the boy was gone. I was off by 11 seconds. When he came back, he was furious, desperate for the ransom money. Croc's strength is overwhelming, but he fights with rage, not precision. He threw me across the dock like a rag doll, and for a moment I could taste blood. But I've fought monsters before. I wasn't about to let this one win. Croc was stronger, but I was smarter. His attacks were wild, predictable. But that wasn't what bothered me. Kidnapping, ransom, that was never his style. Too many moving pieces, too many things that could go wrong. Croc isn't a mastermind, he's muscle. Someone else set this up. Someone who knew exactly how I would react. This wasn't the same Croc I had fought before. His body had mutated further, his mind too. Less human, more beast. He wanted to rip me apart, but brute strength only gets you so far. What Croc had in power, he lacked in control, and I knew exactly how to exploit that. The ultrasonic frequency hit Croc like 1,000 bees inside his skull. He lashed out, blind with rage. I used his momentum, redirected his strength against him. He was desperate, willing to kill me and the boy without hesitation. But that wasn't what concerned me. The real question was, what did he need the ransom money for? The FBI stormed in right after I finished the job, like clockwork. They wanted control, but Gotham isn't theirs to control. It's mine. The boy was safe, Croc was chained. But the real question remained. Where was the ransom money? Someone orchestrated this. Someone who knew how to make chaos look like coincidence. During the fight, someone else took the ransom money. The FBI thought their perimeter was secure, thought no one could have slipped through. They were wrong. Activating my heat sensors, I confirmed my suspicion. There was only one person who could have pulled this off so cleanly, and I knew exactly where to find her. The moment I saw the empty briefcase, I knew who had taken the ransom. I caught up with her in midair, Catwoman. Selina had always had a taste for expensive things, but stealing someone else's loot? That wasn't her style, which meant she wasn't working alone. This was bigger than just a heist. Catwoman was fast, but I was faster. She teased, always turning this into a game. But this wasn't just another heist. Lately, she had been trying to stay on the right side of the law. For her to suddenly steal a ransom payout, and on my turf, meant something was very wrong. I wasn't letting her get away without answers. I had her. Then, in an instant, I didn't. My bat rope severed mid-swing. Not by accident. Someone cut the line. Someone who wanted me to fall. Catwoman thought she had the upper hand, but she wasn't the one pulling the strings. I was about to find out exactly how deep this game went. One chance, that's all I had. My shoulder snapped on impact, and for a moment my own body betrayed me. Then the city did the same. A carved gargoyle crumbled beneath me, sending me into freefall. Someone had planned this. Someone wanted me broken. But I don't break that easily. The landing was brutal. Gotham and I had grown old together, but the city had lost none of its cruelty. I crashed into the worst part of town, Park Row, better known as Crime Alley, and the vultures were already circling. I wasn't just hurt, I was vulnerable. And in Gotham, that's an invitation to die. Gotham Tower Apartments. The city's elite live here, far from the chaos below. And here she was, Selina Kyle, Catwoman. She had the case, the prize. The job was done. She asked if there were any problems. There were plenty. But the way she said it, the way she asked, she already knew. I hadn't been able to keep up. And for a moment I wondered, was she disappointed? Or was she just taunting me, like always? I should have known. Selina Kyle never worked for anyone but herself. Or so I thought. The case, the chase, it was never hers to keep. She was just another piece on someone else's chessboard. And that someone was Poison Ivy. The money was already in Ivy's grasp, vines wrapping around every dollar, every bill bending to her will. Selina stood there, silent. She wasn't in control anymore. Ivy was. And just like that, the real game had only begun.